Yeah, man. Planet Pert Podcast 2.0, man. Episode number 6. We are back in the building.
Yeah,
man, it's been a minute.
time.
Yeah, I know,
It's
man.
been too long to the truth.
I know. Yeah, man. I've been anxious to get y'all back in here. And definitely when I move in the hood and I'm over there right next to y'all, we're gonna have a lot more of these. Yeah, bring it into. We're gonna have a lot more of these. A lot more of these coming up, and more frequently as well. Because there are conversations that need to be had at time, right? We were just outside discussing Nip and the tragedy and travesty of that, man. And community, man, we gotta do things different, man. Like,
Dude,
yeah.
See, this is my thing. You know, we talk about black people that are successful. You say, man, they don't come back to the hood. They don't come back to the community. They don't buy and invest in the community, buy properties and open businesses and try to rebuild the community from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you have people that are doing this, you know, the opposition is the actual community.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you got this guy that has fought his way out of his circumstance, man, and instead of turning his back on it, he embraced it and said, you know what? I know from being in it what we need to do to start trying to make things better. And him making progress and taking the steps to actually do these things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of cats talk about
Yeah.
what we need to do and what they gonna do. He's actually doing. He's actually there. You can go to his store and he probably be there and you can fucking shake his hand, and he the type of cat that you could walk up to and freestyle for and shit like that, and he wouldn't, you know, a lot of them dudes don't want to hear you rap. You know,
Right.
Man, I ain't got time for that right now.
Right.
You know, and from what I've been, you know, listening to and reading and hearing, he wasn't like that, you know, and so I think that was kind of another reason why he's gone now, because he was too easily accessible.
Yeah.
But you want these, but you criticize the ones that aren't accessible. You know what I mean? You
Right.
criticize the guys that you never see. You criticize the guys that aren't going back to the neighborhoods they grew up in and trying to reinvest and do these things. You only see them when they want to throw a concert and they charging you $100 for a ticket or some shit, you know?
Right.
So for somebody that's actually in the community and doing good things, and then for him to get gunned down by somebody from that same community, it's just a hard pill to swallow, man. And it puts you in a tough position, because it's like, man, well, how can I blame somebody that doesn't want to go back? You know, I'm just talking about on Hustle and Flow. When Ludacris was he was like, man, come back for what? You know, fuck this shit. I don't fuck with you niggas.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then what DJ do? He go in the motherfucking bathroom.
Yeah.
He like, oh, this nigga done threw my mixtape in the goddamn garbage can.
Right.
Or in the toilet.
Yeah, yeah.
And instead of him being like, okay, you a whole ass nigga, you ain't even listen. If you ain't want it, you didn't have to take it and sit there and talk
True.
to me. Instead, you get mad, beat the nigga up, and shoot him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Niggas sensitive about his art, nigga.
Niggas be sensitive about their art. I understand that shit,
They think about it from the artist.
but I'm saying, I'm just bringing that up to say that was the mentality that character had in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he didn't give a fuck about coming back to the hood, because he knows it's a whole bunch of crab ass,
Right.
bitch ass niggas
Yep.
that really are mad at you for being successful.
You know who the real victims are? The people who actually appreciate you and probably want your help, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say, like, I don't give a fuck if I'll do shit from a distance. I'm not coming back there to be a part of something to where a target at times, right?
Yeah.
Like Boosie's, like most people when they get famous, they move the fuck out of their city and stop trying to hang out. You look at Chinks, all these cats that I could probably we could name so many rappers that actually died in their community or near their community, right? So where it's like, you got to get away from that and put yourself out of that. It makes people like me not even want to help. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, it makes me be like, you know what, fuck that. I'm not going back. For what? Because Jay-Z, when he was just like, I don't want to be in the project always, talking about how I be in the project all day. like, that's perfect, right? Because you work to get up out of that thing. You work to create jobs and do more positive things. And that's what this dude represented to me. So it wasn't just like, oh, another rapper dead, because we've lost a couple rappers this year, you know, and over the years. But these are the ones that really hurt.
These hurt, Guys, when guys like that die, it hurts, man, because they were impacting change, and they mean something to the community. You know, they
Right.
actually practice what they preach.
Yes.
And that's big. That's always been big to me. You know, you can stand on your soapbox and scream to the heavens, but I want
Right.
to see you do something.
Yeah.
So put your money where your mouth is, man. Don't sit here and, you know, a lot of guys come back to the hood just to cap and floss. You know what I mean?
Right,
And
right.
don't even-
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Don't, and don't drop no knowledge on you.
Yeah.
Don't try to show you how they got the bag or what you got to do to get the bag or none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? They just come back to dangle the bag in your face and say hi and keep it pushing.
Right, right. Yeah. So I mean, so what do we do to give back and not become targets at the same time? Do we just distance ourselves with the amount of help that we do? Do we not buy property in the hood? Because we were talking like Slim Thug owns a bunch of. I remember years ago he bought a car wash and he, you know, had the car wash on, you know, and he bought a lot of acres home up. Like, what do we do to
Honestly,
still give back and not become targets? Or
honestly, I think that's just the burden that you'll carry.
Yeah,
Okay.
It is.
All right.
Because you walk, you like, it's a balance you have to walk. And knowing myself, if I made it big, I'm not the type to do. These y'all my bodyguards. I don't.
Right, yeah, of
you know,
course.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't see myself hiring no staff.
No.
No 7 foot 300-pound dudes to follow me everywhere because I
No.
want to go to the grocery store or go to the corner store to get a blunt or some shit like that. You know what I mean? And I think that's how. Nip kind of fell victim to his own. You know, his own mentality. You know.
Okay.
Because he had bodyguards.
Right.
And the bodyguards was like, he just dipped off for a minute. He do that sometimes. He'll just dip off and don't tell nobody where he going. They pretty much know he be going to the store and some
Right,
shit.
right.
So he was going to the store to meet somebody
He
because
just
his
wanna
pilot
be an
just
average
did
man
20,
for
his
30
pilot just did
minutes.
20 flat.
I just wanna
So
be
he
regular.
so he was like, man, meet me at the store. I'm gonna get you some clothes so you look like you never missed a day. I'm gonna get
Nice.
you right.
Beautiful.
You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
And so you over there trying to do something good for somebody that's trying to get back on their feet.
Yeah.
The exact thing that you're known for doing. And you know, it's just sad. It fucks with you.
So is it not worth it to be a man of the people though? Because
No,
like,
it is worth it to be the man of the people because the people gonna love him forever. You understand what I mean? He might not be here to feel the love, but I know he felt it when he was here.
right?
And
just from all over the place.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
I didn't realize how many people actually like
man,
him.
I seen that dude with My Song.
Yeah.
He was on there crying, dude.
Yeah.
He tripped me out. I didn't realize Dave East.
Yeah,
You know,
he
Dave
had
East
it.
was like, that's
They
my
were
guy.
real
That's
cool,
my
yeah.
guy. I didn't know that they were tight like
I seen
that.
them niggas lit in New York for that point.
Yeah, they did it. They did it. Yeah, they did one. They did one. They did one in a couple different
Yeah, man,
places.
this impacted the rap community, the black community as a whole, man. It impacted us all.
I think that's what. Man, I ain't go to work that Monday. Like I was, amongst other reasons, but part of it is because man, I was kind of depressed for a couple days, dude.
I've been
I went through that.
So yeah, we all can say that we felt something. It felt
Oh yeah, yeah.
all dry. You remember that moment? Like so we can say
Yeah.
as the black, so we can say as the black community,
I was.
we all felt something.
Yes.
It's like an eye opener. Like nigga, it's time to
we took one.
We
It
took
was a
like
black guy
it
Yeah.
hurt.
last
It
week.
was.
Yeah.
It hurt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you something else.
Nah, it wasn't just you.
It's hard to raise hell about what the other side do to us,
Exactly.
and then one of our own.
Exactly.
See, those are the conversations that I always try to have and bring out. Like,
Because until we can fix our house, we can't expect to do shit for a neighbor.
Right.
You understand what
Facts.
I'm saying?
Facts.
It's
we have
facts.
to fix our house.
That's
man.
facts. And so what I was telling them, and I was like, man, and it really just came off the brain, and it was true because it's like, dude, a lot of that stuff starts at home. I want to make sure that all the young men, the lives that we're part of, as far as our kids, nephews, whatever, even young daughters, like we want to make sure we do the best job possible.
Yeah.
That way, they're not even thinking like these other people think or being put into those situations. So when I tell people like it starts at home, like it really does. It really does. Like my kids are IT nerdy, computer
Life we
games,
totally
and
aliens.
yeah, but
We had no idea.
but I'm like, man,
That's the way you want it.
let's keep it like
That's
that,
the way you want it forever.
and also self awareness, because even Daryl, my oldest, and my stepson, my oldest stepson, they're at a party and they got the hood niggas over there and they doing shit, and they was like, man, it was like we dipped out the party because it started to get a little out of control and spiral, and they was just like, let me just eliminate myself from that situation, and that's what I'm talking about as far as when it starts at home. Is just like the awareness to be around the right group of people that's gonna lift you up and not try to drag you down, you know. And it's a step at a time, because we can all raise our kids to be great, and it could be that one knucklehead that decides he wants to shoot up the parking lot, you know, and Lord forbid something bad happen in that situation, right? But so we can only protect, you know, our community, but it like these men need to step up and be better fathers, right? Better role models. Like I see niggas that we went to high school with that's almost approaching 40 like us that still want to be gangbangers, and I'm like, dog, you got a son.
That shit is wild.
Like, bro, you got a son. You're telling me you're gonna accept your son walking into this life, or you're gonna jump him in, or he's gonna take over for you and be just like, is that your legacy that you're trying to leave behind? So
see, out there in California, whatever you are, your kids are. You're born into that shit a lot of times.
Yeah.
You know
And that's what D was telling me too. What about the people that are born into gangs?
Yes.
And I'm like, damn,
Out here is different. This ain't California.
That's
you know
true.
What I mean? And so all of the shit that's out here is a derivative from the original.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So some of the rules and shit are not even. I pay attention to that shit.
It has been down.
Yeah.
True.
It has.
Even before Nip.
Even before Nip,
you know,
it was down. Yeah.
Yeah, but there was a 10-day span.
It was
before Nip.
It had spiked.
Yeah.
And so they got.
Where it was like 20 or 30 people. It was like a lot of people got shot.
We need to talk to you, man. What can we do to kind of fix this?
Yeah.
You know, can you talk to some of your people, or you know what I mean? So whatever whatever they were gonna get together and talk about, because they were scared that it looked like it might take off again. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
And then he gets killed, and then the shit go up anyway. Because
True. Oh yeah.
The get back.
Oh yeah.
And that's the shit that's not being talked.
See, nobody talks about that banana clip theory. Like, I kill you, 9 of your people died, then 5 of my people died, then 4 of your people. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Because isn't this jackass part of his set anyway? They all 60s.
Yeah, they all 60s. Yeah.
What's the point of joining the gang if a motherfucker who's supposed to be my brother?
You know that's why I never.
takes
You know
me
that's
out.
why I never joined up, because I seen niggas from the same set killing each other and beating on each other.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the stupidest shit.
That shit defeats the whole purpose of that.
Y'all
shit.
niggas is
So
hating on each other.
do we just not know how to deal with rejection though? Like, because a lot of that,
No,
a lot because
no, we don't.
because
we
a lot of
not.
that stuff. That's all what happened with some rejection. Something was said, and rejection happened, right? To where it's just like you're hurt, but I mean, at what fucking cost do you walk away from that, right? And just be like, you know what, fuck it, he ain't fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do it anyway. And when I see him at the top, then I'm gonna be like, hey, remember that one time when you wasn't showing me? You see what I'm saying? Like
ain't giving you no feature.
Right. Like, I mean, why? I mean, it's easy to say that, but like, we came up around that time, like we were saying, we saw the Screws, we saw Fat Pat, we saw all those dudes, and it was motivation because they were older than us, so it was almost like motivation. And then they were men of the people as well, you know. Like, you could go touch these guys, you know. I've met 3-2 so many times that
more times than I can count.
Right, you know, everybody, you know, ES, you know, all these guys, Kiki, like,
Slick Rick was always in the hood. We used to
Really?
He lived around the corner from us.
Okay.
We used to see him all the time. Going to school and shit like Slick Rick, like, yo, what up? And shit. He's always
man.
You know?
And it was motivation, man. So environment plays a big part of if you can be a man of the people or not, right? Because in Houston, we see Scarface, we see Bun B, we see a lot of these guys with no security 99.9% of the time if they're not doing the show or something, you know, like mandatory security that you may have at an event. But we see these people all the time, so they're accessible.
You can catch them at the gallery.
So, but see, in the California, I would think it would, because all the stars are already out there, I would think that it wouldn't even be a big deal for them to be like, oh, okay, that's just Nip. Oh, that's just the game. You know what I mean? Like, to kind of brush it off. We're not really like fan boppers of people, so we're just
fucking haters.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too.
That's true too. Niggas like, if I see you got it, nigga, like, what's up?
Yeah. Right. And the conversation should be had of not help me get, but how did you do it? Like, what advice do you? Because the hard work, man, the hard work of anything that we've been doing through our life, man. Like, even where I'm at, like, finance, everything, bro. Like, it's hard work, and it was like a lot of grinding all the way up. And it's stepping stones that instead of just being like, ah, nigga, you just got to get out there and do it. Like, if you ask me, I'll be like, hey, bro, you could actually shortcut and do it better than I did it. You know what I mean? Because, like, that's the way that I envision passing on knowledge is, like, you don't have to take the same path that I took. You could take a different path. But, look, this is the road, though, and this is the game that you need to play. You know, that game to be sold, not told, that shit's outdated, bro, because that's the problem. We're looking to make dollars off of niggas instead of actually just looking to make young men bright out here, bro.
That's
you
right.
know, because that's my intention is like I don't really care about whether I can make $1 off of it or not. Like, I care about whether we're gonna both see each other at the end of that road and it be okay. Like I told you, I don't want to go on I don't want to go on $1 million vacation by vacation for what?
Yeah.
How fun would that be?
How fun would that be?
Guess what? That's each one of us our purpose in life.
Yeah.
I mean,
Purpose in
on
life.
vacation.
That's your purpose. That's the reason why you hear the reason why I'm here to do that same impact.
Yes.
That's our purpose in life.
Of course, of
You
course.
used to be young, used to think, nigga, I'm gonna be a doctor. Nah,
Cause
that's your purpose.
It ain't no fun. It ain't no fun if the homie can't have man.
Yeah.
That's the truth, man.
And man, like, so the building blocks, I think, to fix a lot of our issues, man, it just starts with men like us actually having conversation, actually going to the park and teaching the boys how to ball, giving them those positive outlooks as well, right? And also, in that sense, even we look at our own misfortunes, right? You're like, man, I should have just finished my school. I had a free education. Like, you know, when you look back at it in retrospect, we talk about that. You know what I mean?
But I know that from my mistakes, now that I have a nephew, I can kind of correct some of my mistakes through him.
Okay.
By just not necessarily, I can't live through him, but I can tell him how I screwed up.
Gotcha.
And what I wasn't paying attention to.
Perfect.
And this is what you need to look for, and this is what you need to pay attention to. So when you see it coming, you'll be and swerved it 2 steps ahead of time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that's what it's all about, man. It's just about passing on knowledge, man, and making sure that who comes behind you actually take what you did and go a step further.
Yes.
And so on and so on. And that's how you build.
Yeah.
You want the people that's coming up behind you to actually be better than you.
And intervene, man. Intervene,
that's
man.
That's right. If you see some shit going wrong, man, step in and say something. Man, I was just telling my boys, man, a couple of years ago, man, we was in the apartments, man, I seen these kids fighting, man. And I stepped in and stopped it. And my boy was like, man, you're going too hard on them. And I'm like, man, I'm not going too hard on them, bro, because
that's it.
If they get into this shit now, they little kids, you know, thinking that it's cool to be everybody in a circle watching these 2 boys fight. Everybody got their phones out and they talking about go. And then you got some big kids out there egging the little ones on.
Yeah.
I don't like that shit. I didn't like that shit. I just didn't like it.
Yeah. And, and you know, I remember some little kid was bullying Johnny, right? Which took his ball and took off with it. So I was like, hey, when the kid comes out there again, basketball, I was like, just let me know I'm gonna come out. Because now he never told me because he saw the dude after that. But then the dude started talking about, oh, go get your parents. I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill your brother. Like, I was like, oh, really? And, you know, Hood Me would have probably took the strap out there, put on the whole fiasco, cleared the whole parking lot out, right? But old me was like, man, you know what? Let me go see this nigga. Yeah. So I go out there and I'm like, which one? He over there like, boom. So I end up chewing him out, bro. This was like right after Trayvon. This was right after matter of fact, Alton Sterling. This was that week. This was like right after Alton Sterling, Tamir Rice, like all that stuff was happening. I was like, bro, you don't even realize you're out here trying to fight him. Like, we're being targeted out here. Like, y'all need to stick together and try to do things a different way. Yeah. So I just went out there, and it's another grown man out there shaking his head like, yeah. But he didn't intervene.
But you sitting there watching this shit go on, and you ain't got the guts to say nothing because you scared of some motherfucking kids.
Bruh, or he's trying to be the cool guy.
Trying to be cool.
And like, man, so I spazzed out, bro.
Trying to be cool with some fucking kids.
Man, I spazzed out, bro. And at the end of the conversation, little man was crying. And, you know, and him crying, I gave him a hug. I stuck my hand out. I was like, man, shake my hand. He was just like, looked at me for about 2 minutes. I said, man, Shay, I'm not walking away till you shake my hand. And we shook my hand. I pulled him in. I gave him a hug. It's like, look, man, I don't even know you. I love you though. Like I just don't want to see you go down the wrong path. Yeah. So it's about intervening, bro, and not going out there to be like, oh, I'm big and bad. I'll kill your daddy. I probably
because you could have done that.
Yes, yes. And I was like, death threats are something that we play with in my generation.
We don't take that shit.
When
lightly, man.
you know this old suck my dick, fuck your family, all that shit y'all do nowadays. Like I've seen niggas die for less than that, bro. So like we just move differently. But I just one thing, if he didn't learn anything from me, is just like, nigga, I just want to show you there's real grown men out here that care and could handle things without things being violent or going to a certain level, dude. You know. But that was just me, you know, just like in the moment I was mad when he said that, and I went out there, storming out there. But then by the time I walked over there and got there and I started talking to him and I was looking at him, I was like, man, this dude's just a product of a broken home, and he's lashing out.
He's just an angry young man.
Yeah, he was just lashing out, and it had nothing to do with him. So it's like, okay, well, how can I help him without embarrassing him in front of everybody as well? Mm-hmm. So that's when I just started to talk about sticking together and y'all helping each other instead of trying to bully each other and you know, be the cool guy, man. Just sometimes it's cool because I was like, nigga, I was the bully fighter. Like I was the dude who wanted to fight the bully for picking on the kids who couldn't defend themselves, right? So I mean, it's like spread that love, man, instead of that extra stuff, dude. So in looking at that, at some point, man, like I just want to, whether it's through a nonprofit, whether it's through something, and just volunteer that time and try to put that time back into the community, man, because I think that's it, just to let people know that we care and there are other avenues of life besides basketball, rapping, and selling drugs, bro. Because it's actually a better life, because all three of those, they're great. But I saw Steve Francis the other day. Them knees look broke, man.
The bank knock knee, ain't it? Look, he took me to the bank. This nigga jumped in like a little small,
a Kia.
Like a high school Kia, bro.
But you come off the curve and we just walk regular. He came out that curve like Shaq in the Kia in that commercial with Shaq.
Shaq in the Kia, trying to get out the Kia.
And you like, oh shit, that nigga beat up, man. So I mean, that comes at a consequence later. Football, same thing, man. CTE, you know, there's consequences to those things. But man, you could have a great life is what was really where I'm aiming at. You know, without the stardom, without being, because it's at the end of the day, who really cares about the stardom? That's why I was like, you know, you look at the value like a Nipsey Hussle in his life and his things, man, like it was so many people, just personal posts. And this was like, some of them weren't even celebrities. This was just like regular people as I'm going through here. I was like, damn, this dude knew everybody. He was just like, he was that well liked and well connected to where, you know, like they say, bro, the 81 through whatever would be the day of my demise, the year of my demise, doesn't matter. Nigga, it's the dash in between. It's what you did with that time in between is what makes you who you are, right? Yeah. And I mean, that's I think I don't know where to start, but I know at some point, like I got to put a little bit of that time back into
if you really want
into helping people and doing things.
That's right, because if you really want to honor those that have fallen,
but it won't be in the hood.
Trying to help.
It won't be in the hood.
We'll talk about that. If you really want to honor the people that have fallen, trying to put us in a better position, then what you have to do is continue that work. That's right. You have to continue the work. The work has to continue on.
Yeah, I know, and that's you know,
and even see the thing is, bro, you can't.
I mean, even if you're doing it in the hood, you got to move a little smaller.
You got to do it in the hood because the hood is where you need.
I know.
The hood is what needs the work.
Well, you know what I went through. You know what I went through, and I'll be honest with you. What I went through with a lot of this stuff is you know, when somebody passes away,
you're just angry.
Yeah, that first stage is
so angry,
it's grief, but then it's anger though. You know what I mean? Like, and a week ago, I was angry about that. You know what I mean?
I was too.
I was.
That's the first thing I told Carl. I said, man, how can I be mad at somebody that made it out and don't ever want to go back, that don't ever look back?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I said was I hate niggas.
Yeah.
Because the people that you are, what's that brother name? Dr. Eric Dyson. You know what I'm talking about? The light skinned brother. He be doing the philosophy.
Oh yeah. I know you're talking about.
But He said it's not so much black on black crime, it's neighbor on neighbor crime.
Yeah, that part.
But the problem why it impacts us so much is because our numbers are already low.
True.
We only make up 13% of the American population. 13%. You know what I mean? And then you have to think that it's 3, 4, 5, 6 million of us in the penitentiary that don't even get counted.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So if you in the penitentiary, you're dead. You don't count on the census.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got half of us, or not half, but you got a big portion of us behind bars, and then you have the 13% of the population that we do make up.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us are disenfranchised, or we live in desolate communities.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the sad thing is we only make up such a small fraction of the population, but we account for nearly 50% of the economic spending. You know what I mean?
Did it stop, Tim?
So there's a problem with that, because what we have to do is figure out what we're consuming, what we're spending our money on, why, and why are we such a big part of the economy, but we're such a small populace of people. You understand what I'm saying? Because if we have that big of an impact on the economy, we have power.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? If you are 13% of the population, but you make up 45% of the economic spending,
I'm gonna let you go.
If we could gather if everybody could be on the same page for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Just 6 weeks. You will bring them to you'll get the change that you want.
Okay.
You understand? This is how we affected change before. How did we get the Jim Crow in the Jim Crow? We had to affect their dollars.
Yes.
Because the one thing that they respect above all else, they need your money. They need that money, man.
This is why Nip was so important, because a lot of people only think he owned that clothing store.
He owned the whole fucking plaza.
He owned the store, the clothing store. He owned the fish store. There was a little restaurant over there, and he owned the barbershop as well. So he basically owned that whole fucking lot.
Well, people were paying him rent.
Nah, the whole lot was his.
He bought he bought the strip.
The whole lot was his.
And he had plans on building an apartment complex.
All the businesses was paying him.
And I've been just saying that.
Yeah, he had plans on building an apartment complex for low income people.
Down the street for people that's felons to get jobs, like 2 miles down the street for felons.
Man, it's
now I can understand why people feel this was it was like an assassination. I think it was an assassination.
It was an assassination.
I mean,
I feel
not a government assassination, but definitely assassination though.
How can you have so much hate for another person that you would shoot him this many times, 6 times?
A fucking demon.
Came back.
Yeah.
Once, came back again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody
they
did the exact same thing to 50. He just lived.
Y'all want to have an equipment check? You good?
I'm straight, bro.
What, stop?
You want to check this?
It'll stop at like 30. That yellow thing?
Right,
it's about to shut off. It's getting hot. But it's cool. We can take a break if you want. It don't matter.
No, as long as everybody good, we check. Yeah, because I was just trying to make sure that.
But you right.
It's only gonna run for about 30 minutes. And just go.
When I watched it, it looked so personal.
It was though. That's why I couldn't say it was a hit, because that shit was mad personal, bro.
That dude, so personal, man.
That dude,
you shot him, ran off because you kind of got spooked.
Yeah.
Then he was like, damn, he's still crawling.
Yeah.
Ran back over to him, stood over him.
Well, no, because he hit him one time. He was still moving. Then he came back that last time, and then kicked him.
Yeah, and kicked him in the head.
On some fucking look like Kane, old dog on some juice or Menace Society type shit, bro. Like that shit just disheartening and sickening, man.
It did make me feel
because I don't see the advantage of the government killing somebody like that to keep black people down. Because when we do that, we do enough of that for ourselves all the time. That's why I can't dig into that too much, bro.
They don't want the gangs coming together, rallying down the street. They don't want that.
True.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm like. If these brothers can stay together, it can't just be we're coming together right now, and then when the nostalgia of his death wears off, y'all go back across y'all separate lines. Y'all go back to y'all separate hoods. y'all, this needs to continue.
There's a part of white American government that want to see us fail. See, that was it right there.
Yeah.
See, the reason why
we'll pick back up. Let it cool off for a little bit.
The reason why that shit never works is because there's not enough. What can I say?
Organization?
No, not even organization. Just not enough jobs for everyone to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody has the mentality of a soldier. How many soldiers do we actually need? How many of these niggas is actually really soldiers? You know what I'm saying? Maybe you a working nigga who can come and bring the organization money.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
true.
you're a numbers nigga and you can keep our shit organized. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe you some type of nigga that bring women in or whatever. You know, everybody job has.
Everybody has a role, and they need to try to excel in that role.
And that's the only way it's gonna work. And niggas gotta know their role.
True.
We can't just all just sit there and be like, okay, we gonna wait for the revolution to jump off because then we have idle time and then we just flip on each other.
Yeah.
True.
Everybody has to know their piece.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the only way it's gonna work because we have to do this for the betterment of us as a whole.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
That's how communities work, though, right?
Yeah, that's
like
right.
before work, you had to go to work. You just woke up in the morning like, all right, we hunting, so that's what we do. The women, they doing their thing, they cooking,
and
like
we work as a team.
Yeah.
We gonna flank out the side.
Kids go get the water, like, you know what I mean? Like, so that sense of community and understanding that everybody, you know, it's too many chiefs nowadays. It's not enough Indians, and that's partially, I think social media just ruined it. I keep I bring it up all the time because it's 100% fact that it just ruined it because it creates jealousy, it creates jealousy, it creates anxiety and PTSD. Like, I just watched
the problem is,
you know, and it's hard to resist it sometimes because I was like, when I saw the footage, I was like, no, I don't want to watch this footage, this man being shot. But then it's 1,900 people shared it. Eventually I was like, bro, all right.
In my face,
and I know, and eventually usually I skip over.
I had to see it because I didn't
security
believe it.
there. How is there nobody there?
Because this is something that you work for. This is something that, you know what I mean? Like, you just feel comfortable.
You have to be realistic because at the end of the day, you're dealing with niggas.
Yeah.
And
we know that.
As much as we want to believe that there's not as many of us that are niggas.
No.
Oh, yeah. There are.
To keep it real, if you had your own strip mall, you got to get you a couple of top flight security pistol packers too.
Pistol, shotgun,
pistol
I need all that. Cattle Pro, I need all of that shit, nigga. All of that shit.
You need all of that, man. You know, you have to be able to. Yeah, we're usually opposed to the system.
You can start it back.
But you have to be able to use the system to your advantage also, man.
True.
You know, it's here for us too if you know how to use it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to know how to use it. And you can't be worried about what motherfuckers that don't have nothing going on saying about it.
Yeah.
Or what they saying about you.
Yeah.
If you got some black cops over there,
that's right.
The black man some
That's
job
right.
right there.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense for you to have something like that and not have something set in place to protect you and protect you.
Yeah.
He should have some armed security.
But you know, I'm hood nigga all day, like raised in that shit, right? When I go back, it doesn't. I bring the strap with me, and I'm so like alert. I'm never like fuck with Cali or going to my apartment, like growing up, bro. Like I was always like, even walking in my own fucking apartments, bro. Like I'm strapped on the hip, like I'm watching cars following me, bro. I ain't even rich like that, nigga. But like my mentality is just like I'm never comfortable around anybody, bro. Yeah. And definitely in the hood, like I'm never comfortable over there. Now I go over there and I have a good time and I can blend in because that's one thing about me is I'm a chameleon. I can go sit in this board meeting with these white people, talk whatever the hell we're talking. I can go over here and chill with the Mexicans on the bike ride or at a fucking quinceañera, my neighbors, and still have a good time. Communicate, fuck with the people, right? Yeah. We can go to Chinatown. We over there bullshitting and lollygagging. They like, nah, you got the wrong hat on. Like, but it's the adaptability to blend into all those places. But I'm telling you, bro, even in the nice neighborhoods, I still bring his strap with him, and I'm still always looking and lurking. I'm never gonna say, oh, a nigga should have did this or a nigga should have did that because I don't know how comfortable you are around these people, man. Because you could be comfortable.
That's what I said.
You know what I mean? And that's why I can't.
He was home. He he felt like
that's like that's like me in front of your crib, just like chilling.
Imagine how you feel
like,
going to the hood. You don't be.
Yeah, like I mean, that's like me in front of anybody's crib, just chilling, and some stupid shit like that happen. Now it can't happen. Yeah, of course, man. You know, that shit's wild. We'll flip off of that because I swear I go all night on that, and it's just gonna. It really boils my blood a little bit, and we'll still stick on topic a little bit with that because you know I'm watching what Kodak is doing out here, and that nigga's just. I know. That nigga just. I talked about him on.
That nigga buckwheat with diamonds in his mouth.
Man, like it's like why are we making all these stupid people famous and rich, bro? The music ain't even that fucking great, and it's like these young kids.
The social media and
they love
what you just said about social media.
Man, that shit'll get niggas killed,
The
bro.
game has changed. These niggas don't even drop music anymore, man. You just follow a nigga on the gram and just let him cut up and do his thing on the gram, and then after he done that for a couple of months, he say, man, I'm dropping a mixtape. Everybody go stream it. Don't even buy it. Stream it and then go right back on his like, man, that shit was jamming. You know what I'm saying? And they're making money off of this shit because the songs created demand for shows.
Okay, but what are we attesting the stupidity to though? Is it just
the public?
Is it just young and having money?
First of all,
the opiate generation.
It is the opioid generation, man. But a lot of these kids are born with shit in their system. You know what I'm saying? Their mama be on shit.
Well, we
know this.
Started it.
Yeah.
We know this.
I think I put that in some music before. Yeah, these niggas, the crack babies, and
man,
you know, because you got these niggas just they're so. And T.I. need to chill, even giving them niggas the attention and arguing with them niggas as much as he is. I understand what he's saying. I get what the game had to check the nigga. The game was like, hey, you keep my brother name out your mouth, bro. And one thing we know about the game is
he gonna beat something up.
Oh yeah.
He gonna punch something up.
I don't give a fuck what zones you ride with.
BG Knockout told that nigga what, beat your ass, nigga, come out here.
Facts. I saw that, yeah.
Like, man, he was like, don't ever disrespect cuz, nigga. What's wrong with you, man?
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, man. It's see, this is where it's like everybody be like, they're kids, they're this, they're that. I'm like, bro, there's so
this nigga know what he doing for shock value.
But there's only so many times that works for me, right? They're kids, they're this with 6ix9ine. They're like, oh, he's just a kid, he's only 20 years old. Oh, he's only this and oh, fuck that, bro. Because I was like, yes, bro, and I was like, bro, it's so many warnings.
Kids statutory
facts, and there's so many warnings, bro, that you're gonna get, and there's only so many signs that you're gonna see. And I don't even know why these niggas everybody can't be Soulja Boy, bro. Everybody can't be Big Troll, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You know why? Because Soulja Boy is truly funny. Soulja Boy is a funny nigga. That nigga's a comedian. Whether he believe his stories or not, it don't matter. The shit is entertaining because it's so fucking funny. You know,
if the battery died, there's another right there.
Who in here really give a damn about what Soulja Boy doing?
Not me, but I follow him on the ground because he's funny though.
Nobody considers him a serious artist, but some of the guys that are considered more serious rappers, when they say some shit out of line, you be like, hey man, hold on. But that's what he did was just wrong, man. It was just wrong, bro. I don't know if I know he knew he was wrong. He got to know he was wrong. Fuck that. He didn't even really apologize, right? That nigga said, well, if I offended Lauren London, which I know I did, and I'm sorry. Man, you can't get to
didn't.
Yeah. You can't, if she feel disrespected or offended, then that's how she feel, nigga.
Right.
Nigga apologize
I felt
for that.
disrespected.
Yeah, I wasn't.
So I know she felt disrespected.
I wasn't fucking with that nigga at all with that shit, cause it's like it doesn't matter, bro. Cause even if the wall's showing a little bit, cause I'll cut it out. Okay. Yeah, bro. But you know, regardless, see, this is where we're at in this stupid ass age, right? Like when the shit happened, they want to show her going to the hospital, leaving the hospital. Like these are private. Private fucking.
Why is TMZ putting that shit on the internet? Why are people filming that shit?
People think I be fucking joking when I be like, bro.
This is what I'm talking about. This is why I don't really fuck with the social media, and I'm not really. It's not that I don't. It's not that I'm not really tech savvy. It's that I have a resentment towards the invasion of privacy that shit represents.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you can basically, what you put on the gram or Facebook, that's all you. You can do that shit. But nigga, don't film me.
Yeah.
And then put that shit on your shit. I'm gonna feel some type of way about the shit, especially if I'm going through something like that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, that's
if somebody
facts.
shot my brother or done some shit like that, I'm telling y'all, hey man, anybody y'all see with a phone or camera out, man, Take that shit.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll pay for it later.
Right.
Take that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They not gonna get that documented. Ain't no reason for that for that girl to be on camera rushing to see her fiance in the fucking hospital. You know, to identify his fucking body.
Right.
Or you got this man lifeless on the gurney. And he half naked, and y'all and people, you know,
Filming
they got
it,
like, come on, man, that shit, that shit. They had my nigga Triple X, he out, he out, in, you know, slumped in the car. Motherfuckers got their phone out. And like, ain't nobody checking his pulse. Ain't nobody doing none of this,
bro.
Ain't nobody doing none of that.
They want to have the hottest video.
Filming this shit.
Yeah.
I got a problem with that, man.
Told you, man.
I got a real problem with that shit, man.
Bro, you will watch a nigga. Nowadays, you'll watch a nigga drown, bro, and film it. It happened. These kids did that with this dude. And they charged their ass in Florida, and they should have charged them for not helping. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Even though that's not against the law, but I'm glad they still charge. And it may not stick, but I'm glad they charged their ass anyway, because it's just like this dude, I think he was slow or some type of something. But it's like they're watching this man in the fucking water, bro, filming this man while he drowned. And he drowned. Why they laughing? They laughing while they doing it. Then they post it on the internet. After he goes under, they don't see him anymore. Like, bro, if he went under, you didn't see him anymore. That's because he probably died at that fucking moment, and you're sitting up here like, bro, is that where we're at right now, man? That we don't even like.
Yeah, that's what.
And I told people, bro, it's only gonna get worse, or it's not even gonna get better, because I was like, there's no way to rewind the fucking clock.
Soon they're gonna be doing the purge for real.
Fuck it.
That's gonna be real shit. Look at how society.
Well, you already know. That mean we need to buy. But we need to get our fortress right now.
Yeah, we have to unite now.
Yes.
We need to build our fortress now.
Yes.
But that's the way it's going.
And
then we can't even trust each other. What the fuck?
And that's what I was gonna. So remember we was talking. It was an all black city. Would you live there? And I told y'all no. I was like, because it would never ever be an all black city, because we embrace everybody. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like that's the beauty of our culture, but also a demise of our culture at time as well. But then I look at the crabs in the bucket mentality, where it's like, what type of all black city? We talk about all black city with people like us that's looking at the evolution, but it's always gonna be those niggas that come there that destroy it.
We would have to police it, man.
No.
Go ahead.
We would have to. It would be like selective.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to give you a thorough background.
You can't come to Wakanda. Yeah. I got you.
I might not even let you in if your daddy was a rapist or some shit like that.
Right.
Because you can't have no crab in you, son. You gotta be straight sharp. Or fucking alligator, hyena, lion, no fucking crab.
Right, I got you.
You know
I got
you.
Now I would if we doing selective, okay.
But you know that's gonna build that.
If we doing the draft, if we doing the draft, who can come, who can't? Because like the Kodaks, the Soldier Boy, them niggas can't come, bro. Because I wouldn't want to be around that type of shit, man. And that's not even just being older, bro. Like we weren't that way when we were just like not like that, man. Like I don't. What's the deficiency in these niggas' brain is just not working, bro? Like, what is going on with this shit, man? Like no compassion either. Niggas dead serious. Like the drugs ain't that good, bro. To where it's like I need this attention right now, bro. This attention is fucking crack for these niggas, bro.
Like you have to question if they have been taught.
Christ.
You have to question what they've been taught.
That shit just bothers me, bro. Like I go to bed at night sleeping. You know, when I hear X's music, I always remember the last vision that I seen was this man slumped over in the fucking car dead, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what sticks with me. Anytime, we were listening to Nip on the bike ride, and even listen to the Nip on the bike ride, man. Nah, let it cool off. It's probably hot now. Listen to Nip on the bike ride, bro. Like that shit. You go back to that moment. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you just go back to that moment.
And you get that feeling in your stomach, like, man.
Yeah.
I did not feel confused.
Yeah, it does. It does, man. It does, because I don't really see it being an end or a resolution to any of that stuff, dude. Like
it just get worse.
And I don't think it's gonna get any better out here, dude. Like, and that's what's so fucked up about it, dude. Like no faith, no faith in it, bro.
You know what else I don't like? I don't like the surveillance footage being on the internet.
He had cameras himself. But see, this is where I got into the conspiracy shit, right? when I post that picture, and I was like, dog, everything ain't a fucking conspiracy. A lot, and y'all, and this is why I get mad about that, because it's like things that are conspiracies that we should care about, nobody really gives a fuck about. Like when the president's distracting the fuck out of us and they're really doing some other shit to the, and nobody cares about that shit. But when a black man dies on some weird shit like this, then everybody wants to make it into being a conspiracy. His family comes out and said, look, it's not a conspiracy. These are the facts. This is what happened. I would appreciate if y'all stop spreading this shit around, because now
they don't even respect the family.
And the conspiracy theorists to be like, oh, well, that's because the family got paid by, you know what I mean? Like they'll go deeper and deeper and deeper and
just
deeper
into the disrespect. After she asked you respectfully
not to do this. And that's what that's the problem I have. Whether it was assassination or not, bro, it could have been thinking about that. And I can understand how even Joe Budden was like, man, if there's something else comes off of that, this dude get 4 years probation from this shit because of Darby, right? Because we wanted to talk about that shit. But if he gets 4 months probation, he was like, nah, I got to get in my conspiracy bag. And I was like, nigga, I'm there with you. If this dude don't get an L, I'm there with you then. Now we can
possibility of a needle.
Now we can start getting into that. But you know what I did, man? I ain't say nothing about that shit for 3-4 days to my podcast, bro. And I just sat there tight-lipped. I watched the internet. I watched these people go back and forth. I watched them argue about these conspiracies. And I had so much to say. But you know what and that's why I put that post. I was like, you know what I learned, man, at 37 years old, going on 38. You know what I learned, bro? Patience. And it sucks to wait to find out the news and dig in.
That's what I was going to bring up next.
Patience.
You cannot jump on the first tidbit of information.
Patience, bro.
You have to sit back and gather all the information and then disseminate. So, because once I heard from his brother, that's all I needed to hear.
It's over with, yeah.
That's all I needed to hear. All the shit you're talking about, the first thing I heard was that the Pyrus killed him.
Right.
Somebody was like, he was wearing a red shirt, it was a slob nigga. I'm like, okay.
No.
I don't know about that. Then I heard that it was the government, and I'm like, I really don't know about that, because he doing his thing, but he wasn't Malcolm. He's not Malcolm X.
Nah, if that was Hove, I would have been on some government shit. You know what I'm saying? Or Diddy or one of these billionaire niggas. Okay, cool.
But and then when I heard they said, he got into it with a nigga and called him a snitch, and I'm like.
Yeah, I heard that. Well,
I'm like, okay,
that could be believable, because that's what we were going off of. That's what I was saying.
You've seen some weak-minded nigga before. It's a nigga that you can't hardly say nothing to.
What happened to a fade?
Thank you.
He wasn't going
I feel
I know, but
in this circle. I don't
see,
give a fuck.
see, Big Baby.
Slapped the shit out that one.
But that's a slap.
Yeah, bro. Me and Big Baby on the same page with what he's talking about, though, bro. That's exactly what I yelled on the Wednesday podcast. That's exactly what I yelled.
I don't think that's.
Because you're right. If a nigga call,
well, they were like, well, you don't know what type of rage someone was feeling. Rage of what, nigga? If you call me a snitch like that in front of everybody, we finna box right now. Okay.
Ain't nothing else to do.
Well, let's say you really was a fucking snitch, and he was like, hey, I want to see the paperwork. Yeah. Show me the paperwork where you not. Because and who knows the impact of that. And I think that's still nice of me just being like, hey, you a snitch, because you know how we be moving and rolling, be like, hey, nigga, you need to move. Oh, you ain't gonna move and make you move around, right?
And then we find out that didn't even really happen. Once his brother gave his account, because he said I was right there. That nigga walked up to me and Nip. He shook both our hands. Then he went and got his food. He was like, when he walked off, he was telling Nip, man, I be rapping too, such and such a thing. You know what I'm saying? He was like, he walked off. He was like, he thought that dude walked off to go get his food too. He was like, the nigga came back with a gun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when Nip walked up to him, when he came back, obviously he didn't see the gun.
Right.
Because he walked right up to him. You know what I mean? Like he was coming back to greet him or something.
Right.
And he was like, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, yo.
Damn. So, yeah, man. That makes it even worse.
Yes. It makes it even more confusing.
Yeah.
It's like, man, well, how did it go so wrong if it was a friendly encounter?
Just jealousy is a fucking man. Who knows? Okay, if he was just like, yeah, I rap too, and niggas was like, oh yeah, that's cool, and just ignored him and brushed him out. And dude had already been in and out of the mental hospital. He had other issues. He had other issues going on. Cause nigga, I be walking downtown and these people start talking to, and they be and the nigga pulled a knife out on me. White dude. I'm at lunch, nigga. I'm in slip and slide shoes, nigga. At work, just walking down the street, doing my little vape. You know, I'm out there doing a little eye candy watch to see what's coming down Main Street. That boy, I see him talking to himself. That nigga just stopped, popped the knife, turned around and stared right at me. I'm the only nigga walking behind him.
Wow.
And he just So as I'm locked up now.
Yeah, you frozen your feet.
But I'm like, nigga, he see my bitch, I'm about to throw this toy in your face and then dip on your ass. I'm not even finna sit here and wrestle with you. I ain't finna punch you. I just walk, but it's like a dog. I just, like, oh, nigga, I get down too. Yeah. And I just walked around him and he continued to follow me, then start talking to him, put it back in his pocket, start talking to himself again, walking down the street, and I saw him do that shit to somebody else, and I'm like, bro, something in his head is telling him, you know, whatever the fuck he think he's hearing. Yeah. So he turned around thinking I'm a threat to him, and I'm like, dog, I'm really just, you know, so there's a lot of mental ill people out there. That's why I talked when we're talking to you
about mental illness.
And I talk to you about that because see, like D and everybody, they want to talk to everybody about mental health. And, oh, everybody got mental health. Everybody got this, and everybody. I was like, dog, you don't know.
It's degrees, levels.
But I'm like, you know what happens is y'all oversaturate this shit. So then when we start wanting to really talk about it, nobody wants to hear about it because we like, oh, everybody using this mental health shit to try to create content, right? Because these niggas not good enough to just come up with content on their own. They're not good enough to sit in the room and have a conversation, so they have to create these narratives. We don't have to create these narratives when we get together. We're not talking to anybody about anything, bro. But like, I was like, bro, y'all really... He was like, but how do you know what someone else's mental health? Like, my uncle see dead people, nigga. Yeah. Like crazy, nigga. Yeah. You know, we dealt with Naf Love, you know, he talked about his own struggles, man, but we dealt with a lot of things, right? Yeah. Firsthand. So we don't need to be like, oh, well, this nigga, this is like, no, bro, like, these are challenges. These are real things, bro. These ain't some old
that people have to.
My daddy left me when I was 3, so I had a hard life, and that's why I took. No, nigga, that's tighten up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nigga, tighten that shit up. Like we dealt with people who's you know
they were fighting with something.
Yes, man, and that's the difference between those two things that I know. That's why I'm like, bro, I could say that because people are saturating and people are using this shit for content purposes.
We, like you said, we've seen things up close and personal.
Shit, I've had my dark days.
Facts. I remember when my grandmother was really sick before she moved to Ridgemont. She was being incoherent and talking about stuff that we didn't even understand what she was talking about. You know,
really? Wow.
On her last days before she passed, my mama was up there with her at the hospice. And she was talking to her mother.
Wow.
You know what I mean? My great grandma Adele.
Yeah,
she was talking to her mother.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just and, you know, we talked about the chemical that releases right before you die and stuff like that, and your life kind of flashes before your eyes, and you have these really lucid hallucinations and things like that. But you know, the mind is a powerful thing, man. The mind is very powerful. I'm gonna tell you, growing up, we experimented with different drugs and things.
Oh yeah.
The PCP is the most powerful thing.
Yeah.
I would never. To this day, I haven't done it.
I told you.
Over 20 years, I won't touch the shit because I felt myself fighting with myself to maintain consciousness. Yeah. You know, to know who I was. Yeah. Like I was about to go somewhere where I didn't even know who I was, what I was doing. None of that shit. Like I'm fighting. It felt like like something like my soul was leaving my body.
You could lose bro. You could lose yourself.
You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm going down a rabbit hole and I'm seeing all these different visions. But it's like I'm going down. I'm going down the rabbit hole in a roller coaster. So my stomach is up here in my chest.
Yeah. What I told you.
And everything is flying past me real fast.
Same thing I told you.
But as fast as it's going by, I can still see everything in vivid detail. It was the weirdest thing,
It's the same thing I told you.
And I was like, man, I don't like this shit because I don't have no control over myself. And anything where I don't control myself,
your body's right here, but you're out of your body looking on top of your. You're on top of your body looking down on your head. Like you can see, nigga, you can see the top of your fucking scalp, man. It's an out of body experience, man.
If you don't have control over it,
you
know what I mean. You will find yourself in some very
some people went to that.
You'll find yourself in some different states. You know, different states of mind, different. People will be afraid of you because they don't know. You're talking to somebody that they can't see. Shit like that. You know what I mean? And so I take that into account when we talk about the dude that actually killed Nip. I'm like, man, if something is really wrong with him, then I have to look at the system that's in place. If he was that ill, why the fuck is he out? You know what I mean? Because white people that are that sick usually don't get out unless they're like you described, the little homeless guy or some shit like that.
Right.
But most of them have a support system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
but like 75% of the homeless are mentally ill people that their family just give up on them, bro. Like a big portion of the homeless people, that's what they are. Those are people. Like a lot of people really do need help because you don't want them working with you. Yeah. You know, but then you don't want to give them your hard-earned money either. You know, so you're stuck in a dilemma.
There's no room in the facilities for them, and they just out there. They in limbo. So you have all these people that are suffering from these mental disabilities.
And that's exactly.
And they just get lost in the shuffle, man.
That's exactly what happened in this shit, bro. Like the in his mind, him saying, "Oh, I rap too," is like, okay, yeah, come rap for me. But people don't realize it's like, dog, I fix computers, right? But like every minute of my day when I get home from work and my wife's like, "Oh, do this," or somebody comes like and they shove it in your face, I'll be like, man, I don't want to touch that shit. I just don't want to. I don't want to. I just don't want to. I don't want to.
It's my off day.
Yeah, I don't
start spitting some dope shit.
Like I don't want to touch, but I don't want to touch that shit right now, right? I'm like, I don't want to touch that shit right now, or I'll get to it later, or like I get home after a long day. It's like my mom is asking me to do. Yeah, but I know, but it's like it's a mental thing too, because it's just like, man.
What if Nip would have been like, yeah, give me a mixtape?
Then they probably would have been, yeah.
You would have said some dope shit. The ear would have catch some dope shit like that. Shit was hard.
Yeah, I know. But
if he's having a schizophrenic episode,
and dude was trash too.
Would it have mattered? If he was
trash.
Episode, would it have mattered?
We listened to his shit. We was in here.
Trash.
It was trash. Only reason he got plays because he killed the man. Everybody wanted to laugh. We went to his SoundCloud. Everybody like, nigga, you trash. Hope you burn in hell. Die, motherfucker. Like you know, his SoundCloud. He got the little. We reading them hoes out like, yeah. I hope your whole family dies. Like it was some old wicked shit on there, bro.
Shot up some of his family members.
That's what I heard, but I don't know. I don't know if
I heard too.
But it's possible that
I heard that girl that he was riding with is dead.
Nah, she not. No, she wasn't. The cops had picked her up and they let her go. They said wasn't gonna be any charges toward her. There's been a lot of shit flying out there in the magical world of the internet, but
that's what I'm talking about. Jumping on the first information.
None of that stuff was true. But they're not gonna charge her with anything because she's saying that she didn't know, and obviously
that hurt his defense right there.
And listen to the brother as well with D, you know what he's in like, because I ain't gonna lie, bro. I haven't done any new research on nothing. I kind of just I hate to say it, I just isolate myself and just live in my little bubble, because in my bubble, like everything is great, right? Yeah. And I know it's not, but that's just the way that.
But it's your bubble.
Yeah.
So it's the way you want it.
Yes.
You control it.
Yeah, and like, and
it's good for you.
Yes, and you can get a grip on that. I think not even being on social media too much, bro, because I try to like stay in and out on that shit too. You know, with the video camera, everybody like, oh, Nipsey got all these cameras. This is Inside Marathon. Here's all the surveillance footage. I was like, yeah, that's probably how they know who they're looking for. Because these gangster niggas probably ain't even said nothing. But then they look at the video and they're like, oh yeah, that's Eric Ho. That's Lil Shitty. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody know who, and it's a lot of people who care who just came forward with that, because they're like, well, with these conspiracies of being like, oh, where's this at? Where's that at? Oh, bro, TMZ got that shit from a surveillance store. They got better footage. I don't want to see it. You know,
it's I don't. There. It's
I don't want. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. But TMZ, because what I say, attention's a new crack. I got TMZ. Hey, I got 50,000. Oh, you can have it. Yeah, here you go.
I got a problem. I don't like Harvey Levine.
But it's like it's a send me the check nation, nigga. Like if somebody got good shit, like my camera right there, right? Let's say I was out of town and somebody got hit right there, and it was somebody famous, right? And I got this footage, I could give it to the cops, you know, but then you could be like, man, I'm gonna give it to the cops, but shit, I could slide this for TMZ. They probably throw a nigga like 10, 20, 30 bands on that hoe real quick. Like that's how people, that's the way the people are thinking nowadays. They're not thinking, man, you know what, let me get this dude off the street, let me get him the fuck out of here, because there could have been my kids out there. And I always put myself in position of any victim of any circumstance and be like, man, that was me in that situation. Like, how would I feel? How would I react? How would I react to those type of things? Or how would I feel if that was my friend or family or brother? You know, and but if you can't put yourself in that position to be like, man, what if it was me? What if it was, you know, even we talk about cat all the time, bro. Like it's like, man, like that shit happened, and I was with. It's like, bro, like damn, they put you in such a fucking.
Put you in a bind, yeah. It put you between a rock and a hard spot, man.
And it's hard to tell, you know, especially niggas that change their mentality on the way that they think of on a lot of these things, you know, because like I said, regardless of whether dude was a snitch or not, whether it was a conspiracy or not, like dog, let's get up off of that. You know what I'm saying? Like let's
really matter. All that matter that this dude killed this man and this man is no longer here.
Thank you.
Man.
Okay, those are the things that I want to focus on.
Left young kids that
but let me tell you about the hate, because on that little screenshot I posted, I was like, man, you know, I really hate my people. Sometimes we make everything a conspiracy. Now, if you want to talk like cap and this and that, like there's a bunch of things that we could talk about conspiracy wise that I'll get into a bag with you. We can go aliens with that shit. We gonna have a great talk about all of that stuff. Right, but there's some things that we just have to leave alone and let be. And sure enough, here come a nigga on my timeline like, the government don't kill people. Oh, the government, I never said that. The government don't hide this. The government don't do this. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good because y'all won't believe. What are you talking about? You Uncle Tom, the Uncle Tom niggas with white credit. That's why I put that post earlier. I was like, damn, bro, being educated and having good credit makes me an Uncle Tom. Man, who is that nigga on that nag, boss?
That's the same mentality.
Like, I was just saying, but why? I mean, my thing with that is like, dog, get up off the gas, my nigga. Like, even with Boog was thinking the same thing, and I told Boog, we should have hit him because he wanted to pull up, but we'll do another one, man, because I want to sit down and talk to him and pick his brain because
because Boog is how I found out Nip died because he posted it R.I.P. Nip on Facebook. I'm like, what? And they was like, yeah. And then some girl was like, yeah, you know, you see a black man coming up, you know, they gonna take him out fast. And I'm like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
And he got killed by another damn crip.
Yes. And I want to have conversations with unlike minds at times too, because it makes for a better conversation if you're actually gonna sit down and have the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna go like Trey was trying to get into his shit on the podcast, like, man, look, well, the karma thing, and then I was like, bro, we're not gonna talk about. I know, but I just had to kill it. D, if you watched it, I'm like, hey, nope, we're not gonna do that. Like, we're not doing that. Like, I'll delete that shit off this whole. Fuck this whole episode. You feel me? Like, because we're not finna get into a coulda, woulda, shoulda with anything. You know, because nobody in this room is a fucking saint.
No.
And I'm not gonna say, oh, well, you deserve that, or not that you deserve it, or well, maybe it's just karma, and try to play devil's advocate to that. Because if you go back and you do more extensive research and you look into this shit and you look into the man's message and what he was doing out here for people, then I can't. Like he made up for his past transgressions, bro. Yeah, and that's all you can do as a man, right? Because it's like, okay, well, you'll believe in Jesus, who you know who died for your sins, so you could be out here being the fuck up, and then when you change your life and you come to Him, then so it's great now, like you. So you know what I mean? Like, so we can't sit up here and we can't finger point, man, because when everybody dies, you know, they become icons to us, right? Whether it's a family member, then you realize, like my little cousin YT, every time I see a memory and I'm just like, damn, bitch, come fuck,
that
like that shit.
Because I forget. I think you know, in my mind, I haven't let that ever sink in. It's
no,
like
I don't think.
Here.
Yeah, I know. You
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
I never let that sink in.
You seem unreal.
It's like a surprise. Just you bringing his name up, I got like a little shock boat.
Every time I see it, bro, I'm just like, damn, he's not here anymore, bro. Like, you know what I mean? We all have important people to us like that. And, you know, everybody, tell you people love you. Well, we tell each other we love each other all the time, bro. So, like, there's no, you know, at the end of the day, like, that's not one thing that I'm going to be like, oh, you should tell your brothers. No, because I know it's love, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, even during bullshit times, you know, when we went to the little shit, the 5 Fingers to the Face podcast, and he decided to slap me, and I slapped him back. But he called me the next day, like, bro, my bad, bro. And I was just like, it's all good, bro. Nigga ain't really tripping on that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, honestly, I ain't even thinking about it. Nigga, I'm about to go to the store and get some meat, cook, and this and that. I'll be over there later. All right, nigga, I'll see you later. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't really no big deal because I'm not looking at it in that way, bro. You know, because we're close niched anyway. Man, we just I don't know, bro. We a special group of, and you know,
it's not manufactured. It's
I know, but you know how special it is to have friends for this long.
It's rare.
It's special, nigga. It's rare. Yes, that's
rare, man.
No, that's what makes it special. Cause you can go down a list of niggas, be like, I don't fuck with him no more. I don't fuck with him no more. That nigga came and left. He dead. He injured. Like but because it's community too at the same time though. Yeah. And I think the crazy part is we're from all walks of life, from different parts of the world. You know, from definitely different parts of the states, I should say, and it came together to unite. And
create our own little thing.
Because there's people, man, that you know that I'm like, man, like I think about like when I see somebody run like a 4.4, I'm like, man, Lil Dion used to be that. Lil D could have did this, and like I see the motivation in that shit, or even what he could have been, right? And then what they are. So if like and maybe we should have pushed them more to go the other way. You know what I mean? And
well, we were
I know. Just I'm talking retrospect because this is just thoughts that cross your mind, bro. When I ride, every time I ride past Foreign Park, I think about Lil Dion, bro. Like I literally was just telling my son, like, I used to be over there. I used to sell crack over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to next to know I need, but it's fine. But then I'm like, I didn't like selling, and I'm talking. Who was with me? Yeah, and I'm telling, So I'm just having a conversation about that. Like, man, I ain't really like it, bro. But like, I'm just. You know, because I don't want to hide anything from them, and even the feeling of that shit at times is just like
talking to them how crack was just like the fucked up hustle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that shit was weird. Wait, I won't be sleep 5 in the morning. I don't.
Yes.
About getting pressed.
Nah, man.
Just letting the little niggas know that shit.
Yeah, we just gotta be. See, one of the biggest things with me is like being honest with the youth, right? So I always tell them our stories. I always try to keep it as honest as possible. So that way, when they're going through moments, they'll actually open up to you and have those conversations with you at those times too.
Because you have shared something with them, so now when they can't say that you don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, I think the thing. And growing up, you always feel like adults don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like you just fussing, you don't understand what it's going.
And there's talks that I would have with Johnny and Daryl. There's way more complex, right? Because they're older men now or young men now. That with Kobe, I just want them to have awareness. Yeah. You know what I mean? And eventually they'll get to the point where he'll be 12 this year, but he'll get to the point where we'll sit them down and we'll have those adult conversations with them as well. Because I think it's a lot for process. It's just preparing them though, man. Right. You know, like that's the biggest thing that we see. But everybody in this room, bro, like I say, are great role models. Believe it or not, because that's hard. That's 15 years ago. Yeah. That's hard. That's hard to. And I admit that though. I had a kid at that time. My son was 5 at that time, but I still would tell you that I wasn't in a great shape to be the best role model. I was still a young boy learning myself, but I think everybody in this room, man, like from being at the games, man, to pushing them to do things and seeing them thrive. Mike Tyson said that shit, right? Yeah. He was just like, it's bullshit. It's garbage. It's garbage. Yeah. And he was just talking about how all the things he have in his life is worthless. Yeah. And as you get older, yeah. And I think that's the lesson.
I bled for garbage.
For garbage, for nothing. You can't do nothing with it, But then all the time you spend away from your kids, so you could envy stuff like that too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like when people see that, they're just like, man, oh, you got this and you got that, but it's like, dog, your relationship with your kids may not be as great. Yeah. Like I told Tim, I was like, bro, I have enough hustles between my job. I could be a 6-figure nigga tomorrow if I wanted to be, right? But I was like, bro, I actually enjoy my time. I enjoy doing this type of stuff. I don't really care because I was like, bro, that it's only so much money that I can make and I can spend. I can I can go here, I can do that, I can stun on the gram, I can do all that. Doesn't mean anything to me, bro. I was like, my time is so precious, and then losing people and between jail and murders and all kind of stuff, right? Natural deaths. Like when you lose a lot of people and a lot of stuff around you, then you understand
what's really important.
And time that nigga, they will pay me every dollar in their bank account for the time that I have right now. I guarantee it's a nigga in jail right now. If he had $100 million, he'll pay me to switch places.
Yes, sir.
Feel me? So, because it does, like I said, none of that stuff holds any value, man. And you have to find the own value of your own life too, and don't compare it to everybody else. That's why I told people
you have to be happy with yourself. You can't compare your life to somebody else's life.
I don't care if a nigga got a Bentley. I'm like, that's a nice car.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I don't care if a nigga come up in his bitch with 42 million gold teeth in his mouth. That's good for you. You feel me? Like that's not my plan. That's not my thing, and it also doesn't make me happy at the end of the day, bro. You know, like there's the small things in life, or the big things that's essential to me. You know what I mean? Like just the little bitty things that you don't even recognize at time, bro. Just like family, nigga, just cooking. Like every weekend, I'm like, damn, I'm always cooking for everybody. Like,
yeah,
but
that's what you do. You know what I mean? It's turned into just that's what you do. It's tradition.
Yeah.
I know. We already know what you doing on Saturday and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga, he ain't want anybody hit me. Call hit me like, you talk to P? I'm like, nah, I know he over there at the house. He probably got the pit going.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Something
that.
going.
Like, I'm gonna hit him up in a minute.
Yeah.
And when I hit you up, you doing exactly what I told you every time.
Yeah, I don't be doing shit, man. Like I stay out the way, bro. I stay out the way, man. Like I don't want to be busybody like that and just zooming everywhere. Cause I see people that do that.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of shit that comes. It's my weekends be boring as hell for the most part, man.
You know what?
But lately the energy's been fucked up. Like I've been about to get in fights and like behind stupid shit too, though. You know what I mean? Like it's
just.
This week, yeah, but this week was just like
it's
weird.
Just bad. The energy, that shit threw the world out.
But you know what I told myself?
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Friday, I told myself, you know what, man? Because from Friday to Friday, I fell the Friday before that, bust my head open, and that just started my whole week of this downward spiral, right? And I told myself on Friday, I was like, you know what, man? I'm calling it right now. I'm claiming this shit. From here forward, this is my luck is about to change. And I saw the dude that I got into it with at the bar on Thursday, and I saw him, and I was in the bar apologizing. And I'm like, man, you know what? I lost my cool. And just apology too. I was like, I'm just apologizing to everybody, and whoop whoop whoop. They're like, no, it's all good. And whoop whoop whoop. Spoke to the man, and I saw the dude there. He was the last one I ended up talking to, because I got into it with this chick, and I tried to apologize to her, but she didn't want to accept my apology. She kind of like shushed me off, like, man, fuck you, nigga. I don't need to. Fuck you and your apology. Yeah, I hear you. You know what I mean? Like, instead of just being like, all right, man, it's cool, and I would have walked away. But when she tried to play me like that, I was like, bitch, fuck you then. She was like, fuck you. I was like, fuck you, fat bitch. Like don't play with me. Like yeah. And now I'm spazzing, and then he come back in there like, man, that ain't the way you talk to women. And I'm like, nigga, what you gonna do about it? And then he fluffed his chest up, I fluffed mine up, and I'm just like, all right, nigga, what we doing? All right, well, I was like, you know what? I had a whole full Jameson, nigga. I drunk that whole thing, bro. I was like, bro, I'm gonna be right here outside if you wanna meet me, you know what I'm saying? And he let everybody stop him with one hand on their chest, like, nah, he wasn't trying to come outside and do anything, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But I was like, man, I'm practicing and preaching Zen, because it's like I gotta stop letting people take me up. I talk to him about that all the time, and those are just two moments that I had, bro. And I think a lot of that probably carried over from the shit that happened Sunday, yes. Because before, remember I told they weren't there, but before Nip got shot, bro, like I'm at HEB. Dude walk up with some smoked turkey necks, bum rush me in the line. He talk like DLC, like, hey, man, like Playboy too. Like, hey, man, go ahead and play with it. Go ahead and buy these for me, brother. Just got out of jail, man. I'm homeless out here, man. Join this here. Just putting them in my hand, like, while I'm at the little self-checkout.
Yeah.
A little aggressive, right?
Yeah.
Can you buy them for me, brother? No. He go to the nigga behind me, we walk away. He like, I should have asked your lady. She would have said, yeah. Nah, I was like, nigga, she heard you. In my mind, I'm like, nigga, she heard you. She walked past your ass when we came to bullshit anyway. And it's the way, you got a fresh edge up. You smell good.
Yeah.
You're not homeless, nigga, but you might have just got kicked out of somewhere, so technically you are homeless.
You just got kicked out your halfway house. Man.
Right. So he goes to the nigga behind you like, oh man, thank you, brother. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. The brother in front of me acting all brand new, you know what I'm saying? Yo, how's the ditty? Like he can't help nobody. Sometimes you gotta help people. Like yelling now. I turned around, boy, I was hot at that. I said, nigga, you don't know shit about me, bro. Don't come at me like that. I was like, nigga, you don't know fucking jack shit about me. That's all I do is help people, my nigga. Like if you ever, but I was like, I don't need to help you though. Like I don't need to help you because what am I gaining out of helping you? Not that I'm saying I'm gaining anything out of helping anybody else, but I don't have to prove that I help people by buying you food. I have the right to tell you no. Right?
That's right.
So I'm like, all right, nigga, that's a hard no for me, right?
Yeah.
So we back and forward. At that point, we back and forward. The nigga pulled $25 out of his pocket.
Whole ass nigga.
Said, I got money.
And that's why we behind.
And that's why
I know, but babe, I was like, you know what? That's why I ain't help your ass right there, nigga, because I knew you was fucking lying to me.
Yeah.
Like, I know your type, bro. I know you scamming, bro. I know you scheming. At that, I swear to God, bro, when I'm going through this shit with this nigga at that time, bro, that was at the exact same time. By the time I got home, the man was getting shot. While that energy with me and this nigga was going on at that same time. So it's just like these bad vibes and these bad energies just in the wave, bro. That's why I was like, Friday, what I told Tom, I was like, bro, I'm having a good day today, bro. Everything starts over today. You feel me? Like the reset button. And I think we have that ability because it's like I carried all that weight on my shoulder throughout the week. That's why I was beefing with the dude and getting into all this other shit because I was just carrying all that shit day to day and wasn't releasing it and letting it go. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, dude, at the exact same moment, bro, this nigga was sitting up here trying to bamboozle me.
He pulled up with his antennas. Goddamn cockroach.
That nigga.
You don't get your bitch ass.
Bro.
What?
I said, bro, if I pay for that nigga food, that nigga pull 25 out that. Snatch.
I probably would have wanted to beat him up.
That's what Juice said. That's what Juice said. Juice like, oh, bitch, I would beat that nigga up.
Y'all show what 25 right then.
Yeah, and the dude paid. Yeah. And it was only $3.68,
beat
bro.
you up. I'm finna take your 25 and your turkey leg. Nigga, now you broke and hungry, nigga, and bruised, nigga.
And homeless.
But I was like, you know what's crazy is like when I'm arguing with him because he had to do the nigga flex, he pulled the 25. I was like, oh, nigga, I got money, nigga. I just didn't want to. And then he stopped. Cause it's like, damn, dude's still buying my shit. But it was like I just didn't want to spend my money. Yeah. But it was the move of how he tried to finesse and finagle me out the shit where I was just like, you know what, bro? I ain't doing it, bro. Yeah. I ain't fucking with it, man. Yeah. I ain't fucking with it.
You gotta hold yourself from them nigga moments.
Yeah, you do. And I had to retract.
You got to recognize a nigga when you see him. You got to have your nigga repellent on. You know what I'm saying? See, them kind of niggas, they can't
come to the city.
You like, no can prende English. No can prende.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That nigga's a crab in the goddamn bucket, bro. Then he was like, man, just stop talking to me, brother. I just got out of Harris County. I don't want to go back. I don't want to. I mean, in my mind, I'm like, nigga, you step outside.
Gurney, bitch. You gonna go to the infirmary, bitch.
You step outside, you about to catch a 3-piece spur, and I'm about to drop your pussy ass. I got so much anger in me right now, nigga. You really don't want to catch these hands right now, bro. I'm gonna just go ahead and let it go, cause I channel my shit, man. I channel my shit in different ways, but I channel it, and you know that's why I told niggas like the gym and all that shit's important for me because that shit keep me mentally stable, bro.
It keeps you balanced.
Yeah, it does. Like I ain't gotta go punch nobody. I'm mad at work. Let me just go throw these weights around.
Yep,
you know.
Sure right.
Yeah, man.
Sure
yeah.
Right.
So, you know, in closing, that's something that I always preach and tell, like people try to find another outlet for some of that energy and those things that you're doing out here, you know, because that's usually anytime we do stupid shit, bro, it's usually a cry for help that we are too proud to either admit or want to.
It's a cry for help that you're too proud to ask for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But how can poor people be prideful?
Well,
we are though. Yes.
Especially black folks.
Oh yeah.
They're some of the most prideful people in the world. It don't make no sense.
But it's
true.
It's
and
fact.
then they be prideful about the wrong shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like motherfucker walk up to you with their hand out asking for some money. They ain't too proud to beg.
Oh yeah.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Like being called a snitch.
Yeah.
But I ain't told on nobody.
But the
I ain't no snitch.
Right. Niggas will die behind that, bro. Ain't kill behind that. Like they will. And
you know the snitches get stitches. That's real. Right. But if you're a known snitch, life is hard for you, dude. Wherever you at.
Yeah.
Life is hard for you.
You can relocate.
That's what I'm saying. If you're a known snitch, if you're in the community that you're in, if they know you for snitching, it's hard for you in that community.
It's tough.
And so, but after I listened to what his brother said, I don't believe the snitch conversation ever happened.
I mean, you enlighten me. I mean,
but at the same time, he did say I left his side for like 3 or 4 seconds. So maybe in those little seconds that he went in the store, things turned sour. But
them 2 or 3 minutes when he went to go get his food, it could have been, man. Because that, I mean, it just like I said, a lot of that stuff just makes, but that's still not enough logic to go and take a man's life. You know what I mean? Like, and that's
there's no reason. That what I just said earlier, you cannot try to rationalize the irrational or make sense out of what don't make sense, man. There's no reason for you to fucking kill a nigga behind whatever conversation you had, because the truth of the matter is, when y'all was having a conversation, you ain't have your pistol on you.
True.
So you ain't pull a pistol out your drawers and pop him right then. Yeah. You walked to where your pistol was at and came back.
Time to calm down.
You know what I'm saying? You had time to think about what you were doing. So it's premeditated.
That's what I was trying to explain.
He's gonna get a capital murder charge, man.
I was like, bro,
they finna charge him with capital. I was meditated, man.
I was like, bro,
anytime you leave the scene and come back with it, it's premeditated. Right. That's how they coming in.
Because rage does happen, right? When you spaz out, and you have
rage has to be in the eyes of the law. Rage is spur of the moment. It's a crime of passion.
Yeah, you can't leave.
That's what I was trying to explain to these niggas on this pod. They just wasn't understanding. Just like, yeah, but it's still rage, and like trying to come with this old. I don't be want to hear all that bullshit anyway. Like, how the fuck do you feel? My thing was like, how the fuck do you feel about these things, bro?
They never even had to deal with the law or been around those shit.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
We've been in very close proximity to these type of situations.
Yeah. And that's not I've been rageful before and had the pistol on me and you know, in that moment. But then there's other moments where it wasn't rage anymore. This was straight up, bitch, I'm coming to see you. You know what I'm saying? Like it was premeditated, like I don't give a fuck. The consequences of the things that are about to happen after that, you're so caught up and captured in that moment that you And usually a good night's sleep fixes all that. A couple blunts and a couple blunts.
I'm gonna come up anyway. Fuck that nigga.
Yeah, man. Look, man. 2.0 is back, man. That's all I want to tell y'all, man. We're fucking back. Rest in peace to Nipsey, man. Yeah, man.
Long live all the fathers.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Yeah, man. And
don't be discouraged, man. If you're out there doing good in the community, man, keep doing it, man.
Yeah.
You know,
This
was isolated. It was random. It was fucked up. But we don't allow that to discourage you putting in work. Whatever work that you're doing, keep doing it, y'all.
Yep. Because that, man, you right.
If you really want to honor his legacy, you want to honor his memory, keep doing what you're doing.
I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was like, man, fuck that.
I was too.
No, you cockroach ass niggas.
My reaction was like, man, I can't fuck. Why you out there? Man, fuck these hoe ass niggas.
But let me keep it a bean with that though. Like I will invest my time into helping the youth and helping people who we can actually make an impact and change too.
That's
because the older people, bro, like that's.
Yeah,
it's hard to change. It's hard. Like you could take a baby from America, take him to China, a black baby.
Yep.
Teach him Chinese.
He gonna think he Chinese.
They're moldable, is where I'm going. Right, yeah. but they're moldable as well, and they'll wake up. They'll talk with a whole accent, right?
Everything, yeah.
You know, you see 21 Savage trick the hell. What? The blunts with the cloth trick the hell out of us, right? Came over here because we're adaptable at those younger ages. And, you know, shout out to 21. You know what I'm saying? Then get your green card. But you're adaptable at those ages, so I would invest my time with trying to help like the younger people, but the older niggas, like, bro, they're canceled with me, man. Like, I'm not like all the gang culture shit, all the other shit. If you're not really for community with that and understand the true purposes of gang culture, and it's about red and blue and killing out. No, nigga, it's about protecting the community and uplifting. Like that's
building from within.
That's what we need to move forward with, man. That's how we need to understand Nipsey Hussle's legacy was about that, like brand building, uplifting, creating jobs.
That's right.
Having our own, doing for ourselves.
Yes, because we can't depend on nobody else to do this shit for us.
That's right.
And anything like we were discussing, any knowledge or anything that I have,
even passing it on.
Yeah, got to.
You're doing those that come behind you a disservice, man. If you keep important information to yourself that can help, that can benefit others. You really are, man. you're doing the rest of us a disservice, man. You want to be able to empower the whole community, man, because the main thing for black people to do is to come together, get off of the jealousy, get off of the distrust, and let's strive together to create educational and financial freedom. In that order.
Okay. Yes. I got nothing else. That was it. Planet Pert Podcast episode number 6, man. We back, building, man. We back, man. Hey.
Thank you for tuning in to the Planet Pert Podcast. Shout outs to. This is a always press record production.